When the fight starts, you'll have reduced health from falling down the hole, so you want to heal up as quick as you can. The problem is that Nito tends to do a sword plunging attack that comes up underneath you, so you'll have to look out for that. A telltale sign that this is about to happen is the faint screaming in the background, and it usually happens about 3 or 4 seconds after you first hear the screaming. It's incredibly hard to dodge even when you can see the animation, so don't worry if you get hit a couple times. Once he gets near you, he won't be doing that attack very often at all. Our strategy for this fight is to stay back and let Nito come to us, because the room is full of skeletons, and the more we move around, the more we aggro. This is particularly important if you're not using a divine weapon, because the skeletons will not stay dead during this fight, and you don't want to deal with any more than you have to. When Nito arrives, you want to stop focusing on the skeletons and start focusing on the boss. His attacks are slow and easily telegraphed, and I find standing just on his left side is the easiest way to attack. This is particularly true if you're using a short weapon, because you can't hit him directly in the back unless his leg is sticking out, because his shadowy cloak is covering him. At some point in the fight, Nito will crouch down, and this means he's going to do a massive AoE, and you'll want to get as far away as you can while holding up your shield, because you'll most likely take damage. You can't move too far away without aggroing more skeletons, so this is the best way to do it, and it's just a tiny amount of damage. The nice thing about that attack is it downs all the skeletons for a second or two, giving you some time to attack the boss without having to worry about him. You can see during this fight I'm not too worried about the skeletons, and I just keep swinging away at the boss, chipping away and hitting the skeletons with my AoE, who are generally killed by the boss's AoE anyway. A couple of notes about this fight. First, it's much easier if you have a divine weapon, because the skeletons will stay dead when you kill them, which means all you really have to worry about is Nito. Second, having a longer reaching weapon helps tremendously, as you have a tendency to do no damage when you're swinging with a short weapon like a longsword, because you actually have to hit the bone part in order to deal damage, and that doesn't always go through the black part in certain spots. Lastly, it's a good idea to increase your poise for this fight, so when you're swinging away at the boss, the skeletons don't interrupt you and you don't get as much damage. I just put on the wolf ring for this, but you can use heavier armor if you'd like.